no.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how Dave works.
Once they're written down, they're gone.
Yes.
I totally get
Once they're written down.
I totally get it.
It's so true. Like here's typical me in bed when I go to bed at night. Laying in bed and I'm cozy and I'll think of what I think is a good idea for the show, but I don't want to roll over, grab my phone, go to the notes, put in my notes. And so half the time it just doesn't make it.
Right.
And I'll like say it over in my head again, like analogize Wheeler to the Hulk. Wheeler's the Hulk. Hulk Wheeler, Wheeler Hulk, Green Wheeler. Right?
Just like Kermit all the way
and
back.
then the next morning I wake up and it's all gone.
Yeah.
So, and we were also one boot off because when we came in, someone logged out of the computer, the main computer that everyone uses so that we can stream. And I'm not going to say who it is, but his nickname is Booker. So we've been running around trying to get all this stuff done so that we could stream with you guys.
Yeah.
And we almost just didn't. But I said, no, we really I kind of need the stream today because I didn't prepare for the show. Well, I did prepare for the show. I just left my stuff at home. It was too late to go back and get it because I had to go to lunch. So we need your ideas.
Oh.
So if you guys can, on the stream, you can ask us questions. You can bring up topics, news, sports. Hey, ever just think about this? Blah, 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 whatever. And maybe we'll use your topic and you can just kind of program the show.
Boom.
Yeah. Do you know that the Amy and Chris show are starting beef with us? Are you familiar with this?
I'm not. No.
You need to get in on this.
Okay.
Which team are you on?
Well, I'm on this team.
Okay, good. It says Pajeski called for a boycott of the DGS today.
Okay. From who?
What do you mean?
Who's supposed to boycott?
Listeners.
Well.
Yes. Which I would call for a boycott of their show, but that seems superfluous.
This is going to get ugly. Oh, man. Well, so really, though, it's not the whole show. It's just Ranji. Because he's putting Amy into a fight that she's not asking to be in.
Yeah, Amy's gone.
Yeah, she's on vacation.
I think it's Pajeski.
You think he's the instigator?
I think he's the Machiavelli.
I don't know, man. Raj is pretty
devious. I think he's got you fooled.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that, but I mean, Raj is pretty devious all by himself.
True. But you kind of see
I don't think
Raj
he needs
coming.
to be prodded. In fact, I think he may be the one corrupting Pajeski.
Could be.
Yeah.
And then they had it all wrong. They said that their listeners told them that we were taking shots at them yesterday because of how terribly dirty they are in the KMOX studio.
That never happened.
Didn't they? And I was driving in. I'm like, no.
I think if you are going to start a radio beef, you should first go back and listen to the segment in
but
question.
that would require time.
I think that's a smart thing to do, but that's just me.
I mean, but somebody did leave a boog on the chair.
Yeah.
So
this much we know.
Yeah, and I repeatedly said I didn't think it was Matt Pajeski.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the rest of us. No. I mean, it was his chair, though. Like, that's the problem. That's why. And I don't know that he used it. See, that's the other thing. I think he stands when he runs the board. So maybe it was there before, but I mean, who's there before?
We'll never know.
Yeah.
All we know is what's happening now.
Yeah.
Calls for boycotts.
Well, I know this. There's four of them. There's four of us and there's three of them. So
yeah.
They're in trouble.
Brian says DJ should start calling them the Booger Crew.
We'll just shorten it to the BC.
Please vote for us in the A-list. We're actually going to try and win this year. So you can go to our Facebook and you can see the link, or you can just go to St. Louis Magazine and the A-list, and it's really easy to vote, and you just need to put in an email, and they don't inundate you. Like I don't like that. I don't like when places use that just to market. So I've not received anything from them when I put my email, my email, because I'm voting twice a day. So we appreciate it. What else? That's all I have.
You're also on the cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, City Lifestyles magazine. I was leaving last night, and a guy was trying to get in, a handsome, bald man, and it was Gordon.
Oh, okay.
And he had some copies of the magazine with me on the cover, and it's nice. It's very nice.
It's a good cover.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, doesn't it look like a record cover? But
it does. Bit. Yeah. What did I say? I look like a musician on death row who put out an album.
A little bit.
Really do. You're like, I don't want to fight that guy.
He's like, look at all my tattoos.
So thank you to Kelly and Gordon, and you can pick that up in Clayton, in Chesterfield, in St. Charles County. Just look for me with my tattoos on the cover. Nice article.
Yeah, it is nice.
It did a nice job.
I'm very happy for you. I would be quite chuffed if I had a
chuffed.
What does that even mean?
Pleased.
Oh,
if I had a
that could sound bad if you wanted it to, right?
Yeah.
If
like
I'm chuffed. I'm angry.
If I had like professional photos taken that good, I would like frame them all around my desk. I'd have one hanging behind me in here. You guys would never be able to escape them.
So a very good photographer named John did the photo shoot, and I can buy, and he took 200 pictures, and I can buy any of them. But I was just like, why am I going to buy them though? Like, I'm not going to frame them and put them up. I mean, I'm a narcissist, but I'm not a malignant narcissist. Yeah, there you go.
That's a great picture.
But then Julie Lally was saying like, well, you might want to use them in the future, or, you can't just post them because they belong to John. So I'll buy a few.
Yeah. It's a good photo. I hadn't seen the other ones, but I saw the one on the cover.
The cover would make a great tattoo for someone's son, wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I have my brother. Show you my brother. There's Nick. There's Phoebe.
There you go.
I got everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Oh, yeah. You sure you do.
I'll show you sometime.
Red splotch.
Could be skin cancer.
Devin says he's listening from Georgia.
Hey, Devin. Georgia.
Cool.
I like Georgia.
Hopefully the state, not the country.
Georgia's almost Florida. That's my experience with Georgia.
It's almost Florida.
When I'm in Georgia, it's almost Florida.
My experience, Georgia's two different states. There's the state of Atlanta and then the rest of Georgia.
Yeah.
Very different.
Gar says, haven't been able to tune in for a while, have a loved one in the ICU, and it's been tough. I am genuinely sorry.
I'm sorry.
We just got an email from a listener, I believe her name was Tina, who was talking about my work with No One Dies Alone, and she is going through it right now with her mom, and her mom is actively dying, and she's an only child, and she's the only one who's doing anything, and where her mom is, they don't have a NOTA, so it makes me appreciate what NOTA does.
Yeah.
Even more so. And our heart goes out to Tina.
Oh, I'm sorry. Devin is a girl.
Even better.
Misgendered Devin. I apologize. I can't see your profile picture from this far away.
Way to go,
see,
Rach.
on our page, I don't know what they see, but we only see most of the F for Facebook.
Our show's a boy. I don't know.
Most of the picture.
Our show's a boy. Sorry, we don't know.
I do see a small person, like a child next to you. That's all we can see.
The child also looks like a girl.
Oh, they see the same thing.
Hi, I'm a girl. Oh, there. I can see her.
I didn't know that would happen when I clicked that.
I think everyone in the audience should make it a point this weekend to say to someone, hi, I'm a girl.
I'm a girl.
And then you got to say no feet.
No feet. No feet. Going to go to Brian McKenna's shindig tomorrow.
Nice.
Looking forward to that / dreading it because
yeah,
I'm a crier.
But he said no.
I know.
He wants none of that.
I know.
He wants partying and merriment.
He'll have to forgive me.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah. Any big plans for the weekend?
Just coaching ball.
I'm going to see some babies tomorrow.
Yeah, just random ones?
Yeah, just random ones. I'm just going to go find some.
I'm going to go to the mall and find babies.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the baby petting zoo.
Don't say that.
I'll probably also swing by McKenna's shindig tomorrow.
I'll hook up
see
with
you there,
you.
Dave.
Yeah. There's something in the cosmos that we've never seen before. There's an object that is pulsating every 44.2 minutes, and it's putting out radio waves and X-rays, and nothing we've ever seen has ever done this before, and it violates several laws of physics, so it's intriguing. No one yet is saying like, oh, it's aliens or it's spacecraft or something. They're just saying, oh, that's new.
Right. Yeah,
Which should keep us humble. When we feel like we know everything, and then you realize, oh.
Well, I mean, 100 years ago, everybody thought they knew a lot and knew everything, and look at what we've learned since.
Yeah.
You just know what is possible to know at the time.
Are you guys like me? I'm sure you are, when you watch things from before times, whether it's me watching Ken Burns baseball from the 20s or it's MacGyver from the 90s, like the quality of filming was different. And I feel like that's what life looked like, even though I was alive for a lot of it.
Right.
And I know the 90s didn't look like MacGyver.
Right.
But when I have my own memories, they're in that sort of like washed out lens of MacGyver.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
fascinating.
I feel like right now is the only time the world has looked like the world.
I got you.
Before that, it looked like whatever film looked
So
like.
we think of it like the photos looked like
in the 20s, everyone really did walk in fast motion.
they walked really fast and,
Yes.
and everything was black and white and gray.
Yes.
Yeah, very
Nobody
very
had
hard for me
clothes.
to
It's
conceive.
honestly how I feel.
Very hard for me to conceive that people in like the Middle Ages were consuming the world through the same eyes
Yeah.
that we are now.
Yeah. Oh, last night I was watching the Ken Burns and they got to Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I just didn't get it. I understood. First black person to integrate baseball, Branch Rickey. I knew all that. I didn't realize what an absolute hero that guy was.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The S he put up with.
Man. And I mean, and you've seen the movie? Have you
No,
seen
I've
40?
not.
Oh, you should
I
watch
will
it
now.
because it shows a lot of that. And you hear, a lot of the conversation about you just have to put up with it because
Branch Rickey told
you don't want to
him,
be the angry guy and like all that kind of stuff.
if I'm going to sign you to this contract, you have to give me 3 years. 3 years that you will not react. You won't say a word back.
Right.
You won't retaliate if someone spikes you. And he agreed to it.
Yeah.
Is that amazing?
And just an all around great human story too.
Yes.
Like obviously baseball and breaking down that barrier, but that meant a lot in the society at the time.
Super
But
solid
also
guy.
served in the military,
Yeah. Yep.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM, KMOX. Happy Friday. Beautiful day out there.
Indeed. And how?
I'm just not talking. I'm just stopping.
like, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
I got words.
Can't be expected to do a show and you got nothing. It's better to say, I got nothing. Rach, it's Hug Your Cat Day.
Oh, I already did it.
Ah. She a hugger?
Yeah, she's a very sweet kitty.
Does she ever do the thing where when you pick her up and she puts like one arm on either end of your, like on either of your shoulders, and it really does feel like she's giving you a hug?
Yes, all the time. She's very, very sweet.
You know who likes to hug? Chimpanzees. I've been getting a lot of this on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know why people take care of chimpanzees and then don't take care of them for 20 years and then are reunited with them, but it seems to happen a lot. And I get all these videos of like, here's little Tom Tom, and he hasn't seen his owners for 20 years. And I cry every time. Like they recognize them, they run, they jump up, they hug them, they show their teeth. It's like,
have you seen the video? There's only one that I know of, but it's a guy that works on an animal reserve.
Where he's dying?
But no, he calls the elephants.
Oh, no.
So he's just standing in a field and he does some call and like 5 elephants come flying around and they come up to him and they're like, I guess their hug is putting their trunk around him, all, but they like love this guy. They're like, the guy, he raised them when they were little.
I think we've got it wrong about animals.
Most of them, yeah.
I really do. Like, I am a steak eater. I'm a chicken eater.
Yep.
I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I have no problem with, killing animals to eat. Got no problem. However, like, again, TikTok has taught me that pretty much any animal, especially a young one, will bond and imprint on a human.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Now, depending on their level of wildness,
sure.
Right? Like, if you're the first generation, eventually when you grow up, when they're adults, they still become unpredictable because
don't
they
end
still
up
have
with
that.
Travis the monkey.
Right.
No one needs that.
But I see these guys all the time that raise tigers and lions when they're pups, and they like them. They come up to them, but they're still a risk because they still have that little bit of wild in them that our domesticated animals don't have.
Andrew, the internet is divided. Arby's is now selling steak nuggets.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it. I like a chicken fried steak or whatever, where they, with a steak with a batter and fried. I think that is underrated.
I was picturing just cooked steak.
Well, that could be too. And
Not
I am just as fine with that. Let me tell you what. I'll chop a steak.
I would try
chop it into
that.
little bite-sized pieces.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can get a picture of it.
People are telling Arby's to stay in their lane.
Oh, they are. They are not breaded.
Okay.
Their lane is, we have the
complicated opinion here, but this is very much their lane. If they were trying to break into like the fancy ice cream market or something, I'd be like, stay in your lane, Arby's. But their lane very much is meat innovations. I had their new barbecue sandwiches the other day, quite good.
Yeah. Oh, the Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, the Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer barbecue.
Corey says, nope, bad move, Arby's. You're already fighting over the validity of your meat. Don't overdo it.
Corey, I encourage you. I encourage you, Corey. I know what you're getting at. And it's actually my beloved Simpsons that caused this. They were the first people to start ragging on Arby's. Give it a try. Arby's is good.
I've been there. I've been there somewhat recently, like within the last couple of months. I get what you're saying about the roast beef itself. Because it's like deli meat, like it's compressed. It's not like Lion's Choice when you go there and they're just slicing off roast beef. It's different than that. I get what you're saying there. It's got a little bit like their roast beef is a little bit like what chicken nuggets are. Kind of mushed stuff together.
You're not helping them.
No, I'm just saying. Like I get what you're saying there, but like their chicken sandwiches are chicken sandwiches, like they're real chicken sandwiches. They have stuff that we're talking about, and if this is just a piece of steak that just happens to be cut up small for bite-sized pieces, boom, let's go.
Does it say what cut of steak it is, or like
what
type?
Not.
Okay,
let's see.
Good.
Here.
That's a great question.
Arby's steak nugs. Let's see what this says. I got it.
Probably just like
it's gonna
all-encompassing word steak.
Yeah, it's what it's going to be. Let's see. It's juicy bite-sized morsels smoked steak with a side of hickory barbecue dipping sauce. Does not say what kind, and the closest one to us is either Green Bay or Grand Rapids, Michigan. So,
it's just a test thing. I was going to eat some of these.
Yeah. Dang it. I would try that. That looks like a good little snack. You can get a steak nugget bowl too.
Do you eat it with a fork, or are you supposed to eat it with your hands?
Don't know. Looks like people are doing both on the pictures.
The steak nuggets, like I'm open to it, but I don't want my fingers getting all.
But I do see like
greasy.
The ad has a fork in it, so.
Okay.
They also serve it over a bowl of mac and cheese.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steak and mac and cheese is very good.
Yeah.
Put a little barbecue sauce in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Jack in the Box and Taco Bell have gone directly at the stoners.
Yeah.
But I'm a little surprised Arby's hasn't.
They're not open late.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they don't have the late hours?
I don't believe so. At least
Okay.
none of the ones that I have attended.
Okay.
Jason says, so driving around Southern Illinois in Benton, that's where I come from, was nearly hit by an electric scooter in the town square walking out of an antique store. That's already a story. Bought a Rolling Stones album. I digress. But someone hollers at me, what's a DGS? Don't give an S. I laughed and remembered that your sticker has been on my car since the first Hardee's food search.
Maybe that's what DGS should stand for. We should have.
Don't give an S?
Yeah, 2 different DGSs.
Oh, that's so good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jason, you probably deserve something because.
Leave it to Benton.
Yeah, leave it to Benton, Illinois.
Start your day with an edge.
Total Information AM.
It's like breakfast for your brain.
I wake up, I turn on the news.
I gotta listen 3 or 4 times every day.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
I like to wake up with the news.
Total Information AM.
It's where I get my news. Traffic conditions and potential weather that's coming.
If it's gonna rain, I want to know.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9.
I like to turn it on and just get caught up.
Where I get my news. The news, weather, and traffic.
On the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Ford is built for America, from America. Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. There's never been a better time to buy a Ford at Suntrup Ford Kirkwood or Suntrup Ford Westport. Right now, everyone pays employee pricing, tariff-free, and no hidden increases. Drive home in the Ford you've always wanted, built with pride at a price you can trust. Hurry in, these offers won't last. Visit Suntrup Ford Kirkwood or Suntrup Ford Westport, or shop online at suntrupford.com. Save more at Suntrup Ford.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Dave Murray's forecast is sponsored by FanDuel Sports Network, with more ways to watch your Cardinals this season.
Weather-wise, it's a good-looking Friday afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, nice, breezy. 78 for the high. Not bad at all for the end of May. Tonight, clear skies, a delightful evening. 63 for the low on Saturday, sunny. Let's warm it up in the afternoon to 84. Saturday night, clear skies, only 63. And Sunday, sunny, up to 87. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Cardinals fans, there are more ways to watch this season. To watch the Cardinals on FanDuel Sports Network, watch through your TV provider, or new this year, subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network and stream the Cardinals. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Tonight, the Cards, the Rangers. Ameren Total Access 610. Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
I'm not sure which one of these guys wrote this song. Could have been Michael. Could have been Marlon. Could have been Tito. Not sure. It's a hell of a song, though.
I'm going to bet that it wasn't the child.
I don't know. He was one of all the talent. Yeah.
Yeah. Was he writing music then?
Yeah. I mean, I
just kind of felt like their dad was always pushing everything.
I don't think he had any talent except for whipping people with belts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
Who was were they at the time, were they working with Quincy Jones or anybody like that in Motown?
That's a great question. I think so.
Okay.
I think by the time the hits came out, they were working with Quincy Jones.
Because I wonder if that's who's, the Motown people are writing everything.
Could be. Yeah.
Either way, Mike did some things.
Speaking of songs, if you put me in a room with two things, a really sharp knife and a record player playing the Almond Joy song, I wouldn't hear it for the third time. I'd just take myself out.
Oh, would you?
Oh, my God.
Why wouldn't you just take it and smash the record?
No, you can't.
Oh, I get you.
You got to keep listening.
There's no choice.
Almond Joy got nuts.
I gotcha.
People pretending to be Jamaican, the whitest people in the world singing as if they're Jamaican.
Offensive, a bit.
Offensive.
A bit offensive.
Oh, Irene, man, we've got the coconut. It's like, geez, dude, read the room.
And yeah, it is. I was listening to the actual lyrics and getting mad in here.
Yeah.
In my room, and they've got chocolate and nuts and something even better than that, and it's joy or whatever.
Right.
It's like, come on now.
It's like the guy who wrote "I'm the Map" for Dora the Explorer. Like that must have taken a long time.
I'm the map.
I know they've been called Almond Joy for forever, so this maybe isn't the most relevant thing, but do you guys feel like joy is kind of like the new buzzword?
I have not heard that. I've not noted that.
It's something I've noticed a lot, particularly watching tennis. People will be like, there's a lot of joy in their game. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, I don't
wonder
know
if
why
that comes from the Democrats.
Well, yeah,
using that.
Yeah, because didn't Kamala have a ton of joy?
Yes.
It just feels like no one was saying this 2 years ago, and now everyone's saying it all. It's just one of those weird things that I've noticed.
Yeah.
It's the inside out effect.
There's only one song worse than the Almond Joy song. Rally House.
I like that one.
Oh my God, I hate it.
I know it drives some other people crazy.
I got
too.
an email from a guy who said, Dave, I have one request of you. I know you do a lot of live endorsements. Can you get Rally House and take over all of their advertising so you can get rid of that song? That's how bad it bothered that guy.
It's your city.
Hey, when you get the
it's your
band back
house.
together, why don't you do some covers of these songs?
Yeah, we should. Do a medley.
I mean, like some bands have done. Faith No More did that all the time. They would do the
they?
Nestle song in concert just because they thought it was hilarious.
It's not a bad idea.
If you did Jerry Kelly, it would bring the house down.
Wow, that's a jam.
It would bring the house down.
That's a jam.
It would be awesome.
I was just thinking, So we have CNN on up in the studio, and they're showing Trump, and he's doing Trump stuff. I don't like Trump. I love the Beatles. And I'm thinking how weird it is that I got to live during the time in the universe that had the Beatles and Trump. And I was thinking to myself, would I give up one to get rid of the other? Would I give up the Beatles? They never existed. If I could get rid of Trump. He never existed. Now, a lot of you out there love Trump, so it doesn't mean anything to you. But you got something like that. For example, would I give up 2 inches of my height to have a full head of hair? Would I give up, would I take food not making me fat, but I can never travel? Got any swaps you'd do?
Off the top of my head,
that's the way the show's going to be. Top of the head show.
It's going to be stream of consciousness.
There's very few things I would like eliminate to get rid of another thing too. I just.
What do you not like? What's something you don't like?
I don't like the overuse of the word joy right now. It's getting on my nerves.
Okay. Would you? Well, no, that's a bad example because no, you wouldn't. But if there's something you really, really don't like, would you give up your beautiful thick hair?
No.
There's nothing you would give up your beautiful thick hair for.
No, it's not that it's like I can't let go of my hair, but it's just like I don't like getting rid of the Beatles to get rid of Trump. Like I don't think that's a.
It may not be a good swap.
That's not an even swap for me at all.
Could not be a good swap.
The amount of joy that the Beatles have brought to like our culture and our world. Like, no, you can't get rid of them. No, we shouldn't get rid of something good to get rid of something not so good.
Okay. Fair point.
What would you give up to not have to hear Almond Joy anymore?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Dave's like, my life savings.
I give up a finger or two.
Oh my gosh, no.
Dude, no.
Maybe my pinkies?
No, you need those.
No. But if I had to hear Almond Joy several times a day, I might give up.
Dave's like, I'll give up my ears.
Eating chocolate or something like that. Kristen says, Jackson 5, Want You Back was the first song written by Motown Songwriting Corporation with Berry Gordy.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. Thank you, Kristen.
Might have been, yeah.
Kristen's probably a dude, since Devin was a girl. So, don't know.
It looks like
we're through dead naming people for the day.
Yeah, we can't see the pictures.
We'll do it on
well.
Monday.
Yeah.
And evidently, MAGA's getting bored.
With what?
Yeah. They thought that this would be much more exciting. Reading articles about a lot of MAGA people who are mad that Kash Patel. First of all, did you see the picture of him with his feet dangling?
No.
He did an interview.
That's adorable.
Oh my God!
Wait, is he a small person?
He's a small person.
Yeah, he's real short.
No, he's not a small. He's not a little.
No,
person.
I know that, man. I mean, like short, like me.
He's just wee.
Like short, yeah, like
and
me.
He was sitting. They gave him like a high chair, and his feet were dangling, and he was literally doing this. Like he was doing this with his feet. Like
it's impossible not to.
That's what I look like in those chairs. That's great.
It's impossible not to kick your feet when you're in a too high chair.
No, I agree. I'm on Team Kash with this.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think it's kind of.
I'd be mad if I were him. Like,
Yeah.
can we have shorter chairs, please?
Yeah, I think that's the roughest chair to be placed in for an interview. You can't win with that chair.
Yeah.
No, and look, even Brett Baer's feet are off the ground.
Yeah.
You know,
is he kicking them like a little sunshine boy?
He hasn't rested on the bar of the chair.
Like, why would you go? I guess they didn't have any other chairs to go
I have
with.
to say something to Paul. Paul, don't be boring. Dave, where in the doll did Trump touch you? Your Trump hatred is so telling. Blah! Boring.
That is pretty boring.
I don't like Trump. Half the nation doesn't like Trump. I don't make fun of you because you do.
Yeah.
I don't ask him where he touched you on a doll that made you like him.
You're not like, where did Joe Biden touch you? Like, come on, stop being a child.
Yeah, stop being a baby. It's just like
some people don't like the people you like. Period. There's a guy in there that doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't care.
There's someone out there who loves Almond Joy and Rally House.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah.
Damn it, Paul.
No, he didn't. He didn't touch my pee-pee. I just don't like his politics.
Don't be a wiener.
Don't be a wiener.
Yeah. If I ran for office, that would be my
DBW.
my slogan.
I do like,
don't be a wiener.
Not to harp on it, but I do like when people will occasionally be like, Dave, it's so obvious that you don't like Trump. And you said it.
He literally says the
you
words.
said it every
like
day
it,
for 9 years. You've been like, I don't like Trump very much. And then people are like, you couldn't make it more obvious that you don't care for Trump.
Derangement
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, I've been
where's
very open about that.
where's the Joe derangement syndrome?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got something.
I also have sauerkraut derangement syndrome. I don't like it either.
The derangement syndrome is so funny to me because it's like, obviously, the only reason you wouldn't like this person is because you have a disease in your brain. It's like, no, there's kind of a lot of reasons why someone wouldn't vibe with this.
Also, lots of good reasons why you don't like the people you don't like. It's fine.
And I've got tons of friends who love Trump, and they're still my good friends.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't get why everything has to be such an absolute thing. Like, how can you? I can see why people don't like.
Oh wait, Paul. I can't leave him alone.
No, you get him.
But you don't have to listen to me drone on about my hatred from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. First of all, empirically, I don't. Second of all, you don't have to listen to me at all.
No. And if you go down the row, you'll hear people doing it 24/7, yelling about the other side.
Yeah, go to 97.1
because that's what they're going to do. And again, not against them. That's what the station is. And what our percentage of politics in a 4-hour show is maybe 8%,
if that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent way more time yesterday on the Muppets than we will on Trump today.
Yes.
Like, come on, man. But it's like, I heard it now, so it's all I can talk about.
By the way, we're going to replay the Muppets at 4:30.
Oh, no.
Cool. So.
That's a classic.
That was fun.
I want that on CD. I think I could make that happen.
iPhones are separating men and women.
What do you mean?
You can see it on Drudge. There's an article that I read, and it is mostly porn and betting sites are occupying men's time, energy, and focus, and they're not paying enough attention to their significant others.
Wait.
So it's less of a thing for women. Women can seem to handle their iPhone and their man, but men seem to be caught up in what their iPhone offers them.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's, we talked about it a little bit. Rachel had a topic a couple weeks ago, but it's getting very disturbing to me how like pornography obsessed we are as a nation at the moment. Like, not to sound too puritanical about it, but it seems to be a much bigger issue than it's ever been before. And it specifically seems to affect like younger people more than it ever has before. Like their entire views on like sexuality and the opposite sex and same sex, whatever, all seems to come through this lens of like hypersexualized acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I don't disagree.
It's harder than ever, I think, for young people to tell the difference.
I think it's the most obvious thing in the world. Having been a young boy, you are drawn to that. I don't know about young girls. I've only experienced what it's like being a 13-year-old boy. But like, the Sears catalog and all that kind of stuff, had I had access, whatever I had access to is what I would have looked at. I would have had no limit on, I probably shouldn't be partaking in this. I would have partaked in anything as weird as it may have been because you're just a hormone, right? You're just 99% testosterone. And it's sad for kids because I didn't have to go through that. I made it through the Brazier ads and Sears catalog, and that was about it. And even as an adult, porn wasn't, I had friends who had porn collections, but I didn't own a single piece of anything like that. Now it's just too easy.
Yeah. And
especially for young people.
I feel like Rachel and I's generation was like the first generation to grow up and be pretty young and have easy internet access. And the internet wasn't even what it was now when we were young. And it was hard enough for us to kind of figure out, and navigate those waters. And I just can't imagine how much harder it is now.
Yeah.
For children who that's just like, and even like, even just scrolling even if you're not looking for it, when you're like scrolling TikTok or Twitter, as Kevin's pointed out, or Instagram or whatever,
works.
It's just going to be thrown into your face.
It will always work. It always has worked. The reason we're still here, whether God ordained it or just nature, is that we have a drive to procreate. Otherwise, we would have had one generation and no one would have cared about having sex with each other and we would have all died out and that was it. but we have this drive to do it. And people take advantage of that. I guess we all do to some extent, but certainly in advertising and entertainment. And so it's just the easiest thing in the world. It'd be like if someone could control our breathing. Well, we have a drive to breathe. We have a drive to eat. We have lots of drives that, the madmen back then and modern day, they take advantage of that. They just do. We all do in some way. But when it's really in your face like that, it's troubling. And you feel kind of stupid for falling for it.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Miklasz here for Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer. The Saliga family's been taking great care of St. Louis since 1927 and still have the best and most trustworthy customer service in town. Saliga can handle all of your heating and air conditioning needs for home or business. They offer free estimates and financing options, and they won't leave you hanging if there's an emergency. The Miklasz family's been calling on Saliga for more than 15 years, and we fully appreciate their knowledge, their class, and their integrity. Saliga's never tried to pressure us. They always take the time to discuss all the available options, including low-cost solutions. Saliga has saved us good money with their Priority Club maintenance program, which extends the life of our equipment. Members receive priority service and the peace of mind in knowing their home will be safe and comfortable during all 4 seasons. The Miklasz family truly values Saliga Heating and Cooling, and you will too. For more information, call Saliga at 314-481-7333 or visit SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Sachs at Sachs Financial. Let's tune out the noise a little bit and focus on a retirement plan. If you don't have one or don't know how to get started, find us on our website at SachsFinancial.com or RetireSafeSTL.com.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Welcome back, DGS. Say what you just said.
I said, is this the greatest band of all time?
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, it's got to be some of like the happiest music.
Yeah.
Obviously was coming from a place that was maybe not so happy, which is sad.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, you can vibe to this stuff 60 years later.
The Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Disneyland is set to this little, that shoots you up and down like Tower of Terror used to, because it's the same basic ride as that.
Yeah.
But they play little vignettes of the Guardians of the Galaxy as you help them escape from a prison or whatever. And they play I Want You Back all through the song as you're like, it's just the most joyous experience. I had the biggest, stupidest grin on my face. It's like the perfect song for it.
Yeah.
It's the perfect song, period.
They're great tunes. Great songs. It's hard to be in a bad mood.
It's true.
I was just thinking about jumping rope, and it made me think of PE. And I was always pretty athletic, and I loved PE, and I loved all the games until I got to 7th grade, and we had to do gymnastics. That was real. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be like a good little ball player, but then when you're doing like a pommel horse or the friggin' rings, you can't do anything.
They made you do the horse thing?
Yes.
Where you like hoist yourself up?
Yes. I mean, we weren't doing like...
That's for like professionals.
Yeah.
I know, but we just had to like hold ourselves up, and then we had to do this or do like... We had to try to do the scissors, which didn't work.
I remember the rope in the gym, like climb to the top of the rope.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that at 5 years old and being like, that ain't happening.
Not going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Did you guys have a trampoline?
No.
Oh, we did. It was in the wrestling area. I've always been afraid of them.
Trampolines?
Yeah, because they usually had pits underneath them.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
They're pretty awesome when they're in the right setting. Like the what are the places called? The big facilities that have them like
the jump places?
Yeah, those are pretty awesome. We had a place when this is when we were kids, so this is a long time ago, but it was 2 trampolines that were separated by a little divider and had basketball hoops on each side, and you would play basketball against each other while flying around. Oh, it was so great. That was in Pennsylvania. But I love that feeling of just like flying. Sometimes when you land wrong, though, don't like to fly as much as I used to.
I was like, I'd get made fun of, like, because you're young boys. And young boys like to do young boy things. And you get a trampoline and you're like, how high can I go?
Yeah.
And I was just like, barely moving on it. And
yeah.
I couldn't do the thing where you just landed on your butt and came right back up.
And got back to your feet? You just got to let it happen.
I just have a blind spot.
Yeah.
Trampolines are extremely fun once you can get past the sensation of your brain just kind of rattling around in your skull.
Yeah.
Because it kind of starts like that. It's like, ouch. And then you kind of get used to it.
Yeah, they're pretty great. But
it's all right.
In grade school, I love PE. And I love the earth ball. Do you have one of those?
No.
They're like so big. As a grown man, I couldn't even get my arms around half of it. And you would just lay down, and then the other students would lay down across from you. And then the teacher would just roll the earth ball in the middle of you, and you just kick it. And it was fantastic. The one I hated was scooters. We had to sit on the scooters.
What was the PE budget at South Roxana, Illinois?
You guys had all the tools.
We had the parachute.
Oh, my goodness.
God, we didn't even have a gym.
Really?
No, it was a little Catholic school. We had the community center.
You know what else
really?
sucks?
Yeah.
Crab walking.
Yeah.
I kind of liked doing that.
Did you really?
I like crab walking too.
Get out.
It was fun.
I'll give you $20 if you can crab walk.
I bet I probably could.
Well, let's see it.
Let's go.
We're not doing anything else.
Well,
there's room right here in the
my
studio.
shirt would pull up and it'd show my tummy and it'd be a little embarrassing.
Well, if you're a crab walker like you say you are.
I wouldn't do it well.
I don't even think my arms can reach.
I could crab walk for like 8 crabs, and you're just like, this
We used to do
sucks.
races with that. Like you would do
Yeah.
that was the worst. I always fell.
We would do crab walk soccer. So you'd have to, like you're playing straight up soccer in a small space, but you couldn't run. You could only crab walk.
We literally had the space to play floor hockey. That's it.
Floor hockey rocked.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Fun.
Except when you're playing, like you got a group of 20 people and only like 4 know how to play.
One time in PE, I was being a jackassing around as I was oft to do. And Mr. Bossy, my favorite teacher of all time, went to smack me in the butt with his whistle, but I turned around and he hit me in the nuts.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Homeowners, spring is here and there's no better time to sell your St. Louis home. But the agent you choose matters. So who should you call? Trusted Realtor Gloria Liu with your home sold guaranteed realty. This is Debbie Monterey, and here's why Gloria should be your first call. While the average realtor puts a sign in your yard and hopes your home sells, Gloria will guarantee to sell your home for 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference. In this market, you don't want to risk working with someone who doesn't have the guarantees, the buyers, or the experience to help you sell within your time frame and for the most money. Many realtors will overprice your home just to get your business, which can lead to your home sitting on the market with little or no offers and then price reductions. If you want to sell your home for 100% of market value or have Gloria pay you the difference, call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
This is Megan Lynch for Ophthalmology Associates. Do you worry about going to see someone about your eyesight because you're stressed about the tests that they might run, and more specifically, the equipment that they might use? Ophthalmology Associates has the latest technology to see inside your eyes and detect issues without discomfort, and they have a great staff that guides you through the entire process. Call 314-966-5000 or go to youridoc.com. You can see the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, Doctors Greg Birdie, that's who I see, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. From issues like dry eye to conditions such as cataracts and glaucoma, the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates will guide you through your diagnosis and your treatment options. For more information, call Ophthalmology Associates 314-966-5000. That's 314-966-5000. Or go to youridoc.com.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Hello, I'm Missouri State Treasurer Vivek Malik. I have great news about Most 529, Missouri's Education Savings Plan. The first 800 accounts created this month with at least $50 contribution will receive a $50 match. The money can be used for eligible college, apprenticeships, technical and graduate schools, and K-12 tuition. Start at MissouriMost.org and use promo code MOSTMAY.
Sponsored by the Missouri State Treasurer's Office. Subject to eligibility requirements. Please read plan disclosure carefully before investing.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
We're going to go ahead and run to Lee and Fair.
Lee and Fair is just
F-A-I-R, Fair?
Yes.
Okay.
It's right there. It's right where the park is.
Volunteers in Fairground Park getting instructions from Action STL team members as they fan out to knock on doors. Jill tells her team they're doing two things, telling residents about the food truck giving out free hot meals, and 2, tornado triage.
You assess your need. If you're in need of something like tarps, hygiene supplies, cleaning supplies, water, any of those items, we make sure that we get it to you. If we're not here on the mobile truck, we make sure that we do have a service kind of similar to DoorDash that will get it to you in 4 to 6 hours.
Jill says she's been working every single Saturday since the tornado struck and that the need for volunteers is still great. People can sign up at actionstl.org. Illinois lawmakers are moving forward with a bill that could reduce prescription drug prices by regulating pharmacy benefit managers. PBMs negotiate drug prices between drug manufacturers, health insurance companies, and pharmacies. The bill would ban PBMs from spread pricing, where they charge health insurers more for drugs than they reimburse to pharmacies, then keep the difference. Senator Dave Kaler says there'll also be a grant to help small local independent pharmacies. That'll be funded by a new tax on PBMs.
What we really want to do is not create pharmacy deserts. This is very important to just the whole circle of healthcare needs that people have in our communities.
The bill passed the Senate 56-1 Thursday night, now heads to the House for more discussion. This morning in Butler County, Iowa, a tense town hall.
People complained to Republican Senator Joni Ernst about the House budget bill, firings of federal employees, and cuts in Medicaid. One person yelled, "People will die because of those cuts." Ernst's response produced groans and catcalls.
Well, we all are going to die.
Ernst said, "Well, we all are going to die, so for heaven's sakes." She said Republicans are focusing on making sure people in the country illegally are not receiving Medicaid benefits. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Former reality TV couple Todd and Julie Chrisley pardoned by President Trump this week. They were serving prison sentences for bank fraud and tax evasion. Todd Chrisley spoke in Nashville.
We're grateful for everything that has happened thus far, and as bad as this experience has been, there's also been a lot of blessings to come from it.
A big league pitcher has hired around-the-clock security for his family. Angry bettors might be why.
Houston Astros pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. has been outspoken about online death threats he's received.
Threatening to find my kids and murder them is a little bit tough.
He's now hired private security for his family. Boston pitcher Liam Hendriks has been among others targeted too. Some have cited the cancer survivor's health. Police in Major League Baseball are investigating. Milwaukee's Christian Yelich says over the past few years, abuse from fans has definitely increased, some of it over lost bets. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
The KMOX Business Desk. Plug in those bunny ears. Two of St. Louis's biggest sports teams are on over-the-air television for free tonight. Channel 2 has the Battlehawks against the D.C. Defenders with the kickoff at 7. Also tonight, the Cardinals play another game on Channel 4 and Matrix Midwest. And the Cardinals and Channel 4 owner Gray Media announced 2 more Friday night games in July will also be seen over the air. Of course, 104.1 FM KMOX has every single Cardinals game throughout the season for free. The Dow from Stifel up 47 points to 42,263. We've got some road work on 44 going east at Shrewsbury. That's got the right lane closed. A crash on 141 going south at Gravois Bluffs. And that construction on 55 reduced to 1 lane going northbound between Bayless and Carondelet and southbound between Bates and Germania.
Weather-wise, it's a good-looking Friday afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, nice, breezy. 78 for the high. Not bad at all for the end of May. Tonight, clear skies, a delightful evening. 63 for the low on Saturday, sunny. Let's warm it up in the afternoon to 84. Saturday night, clear skies, only 63. And Sunday, sunny, up to 87. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got sunshine, currently 74 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. It's Friday, so we're playing Happy Friday music.
I love it.
When we come back, we'll play It's Friday, I'm in Love.
Okay.
How about that?
You're going off script here, Dave.
I know.
Have a whole
I know.
list of songs. You're just blowing them out.
Show everyone the cover story that they did in Chesterfield City Lifestyle. It's also in Clayton and St. Charles on me and the show.
So nice.
So nice. Thank you again to Gordon and Kelly. And the inside, look at that.
This is really nice.
It's like being in Modern Drummer.
Somebody on
Man.
Facebook said GQ
Right.
cover is next.
My best friend Ozzie Smith and me.
I didn't know
Hurtful,
that
but
magazine
okay.
existed. Yeah, well.
What? I missed the jab. What'd you say?
I said that's hurtful. Ozzie
Oh,
Smith
sorry.
is
Don't tell Ozzie he's not. He gets his feelings hurt really easily.
Aw.
So I knew that Sue was coming up, and I was walking out to get something out of my car, and I was thinking about Sue, and I have two thoughts, and I mean them sincerely. One, I don't know anyone who dislikes you. And two,
well, there's got to be some, believe me.
I would like to find them. And then two, I don't know anyone likes any better than you.
Well, that's awfully nice.
Am I wrong? Like, we hear it constantly.
Oh, no.
Sue definitely sets the stream on fire.
Anytime we mention you, people are like, oh my God.
Do you remember that person that showed up to Hardee's in December with the big sign on their car that said Sue Thomas Fan Club President?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was
Are
Wheeler.
you lying?
For real.
Okay, that's
I'm not 100% not lying. It ended up blowing into the street on like Mexico
That's-
Road and soaring off into the distance before I could grab it. But it was there.
That sounds right. It blew off into the street.
What are
thank
you?
you.
What are you at your worst?
What or when?
Like both.
Yeah, take yourself down a peg for us, Sue. We need it.
Well, I get hangry.
Do you?
Yep.
I do too.
I'm a hangry person.
We were just discussing that most family vacations we take, I end up in a fight with somebody in the family, and it's almost always hanger based.
If they would just feed you,
Yes.
it would be fine.
Yes, I blame them. Like
It's their fault.
keep some
babe.
Chico sticks in the car. Or something. It's not that hard.
Yep. So I get that. I totally understand that. If I'm fed, it's much better.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you judgmental? Even silently in your brain?
I can think things.
Like right now you're thinking there's no way this guy deserves a cover story?
Nope.
Okay.
I was just thinking, yeah, sometimes you think it and then then I try to not do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's really entertaining and you tell someone who might want to hear it.
Little gossip. You're not a gossip?
I try not to be.
You're not a backbiter?
No, that's
Hey,
terrible.
if you're not a gossip, you could work for the sheriff.
Okay, what's
what's
going
going on with that? We can bring this up again with Alvin.
Yeah.
What's the story, Rach?
Okay, let me get it pulled up here. So
Did you see the movie Dazed and Confused?
No, I keep telling you. No,
so
I've never seen it.
there's a part in that where the football coach of the high school, as they're all going to summer break, is trying to get all the players to sign a pledge to not drink and do drugs and party and to take it seriously. And it's kind of that.
Okay.
So there's
That's why I didn't see it.
This is reporting from Mark Maxwell at KSDK.
Like Mark.
He is reporting on a vaguely worded no gossip commitment. So you're supposed to sign this, and you can be fired if you engage in gossip, which is defined as speaking negatively about coworkers, spreading rumors, or sharing private information through email, text, or social media. The commitment you're supposed to sign as a sheriff deputy is also says deputies can only address concerns through appropriate channels and respect confidentiality at all times. Now, this immediately got leaked to Mark Maxwell, and he reported on it.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty vague to just be like, you're not allowed to talk about things and you have to come to me
this is
first.
I can translate that for
This
you.
is very simple. Don't anybody leak anything about me anymore.
Because I'm
That's
really
exactly
dumb, and I'm
it.
an embarrassment to the city. So
Yeah.
don't tell anybody.
How about you stop being dumb?
Yeah. Stop being dumb.
I
Stop
wasn't-
giving people
If
stuff to
people
gossip
don't have
about.
a reason to leak stuff, they won't leak stuff.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's mad that people have talked about him. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. And if I were an employee, there's no chance I'm signing that.
No.
And I'm getting a lawyer. You know, like, you cannot make me sign
Probably not
this.
even legal.
Well, so someone at the department reached out to Mark Maxwell with this information. Mark Maxwell did what a reporter is supposed to do and told the public about it. Then Sheriff Montgomery said Maxwell was damaging his own reputation by targeting a city official over policy put in place to protect deputies who are being bullied in a workplace.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
How dare you, Mark? You fool. What have you done to your career?
I mean, just the idea that people will say anything to get out of trouble or to get people to stop criticizing. I'm like, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You're covering your
And so
own
do we.
ass.
Yes.
And
You
we
are
all see it.
You are trying to make sure that if you or someone you're responsible for screws up, we won't know about it. That's what you're doing.
Isn't that such a human failing? Which, by the way, Sheriff, I have as well.
Oh, we all
There
do.
are so many times that I catch myself doing the no, tell me I'm pretty, like, or humble bragging. We all do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, but here's the difference between my life and his. I have Trish Gazelle in mind. And so Trish calls me out on every stupid thing I do or say.
Yes.
Right? Like the famous one from a couple weeks back when I said to her, hey, tell me about your top 3 childhood possessions. And she goes, oh my God, you're only saying this so you can tell me yours. So just cut to the chase and tell me yours. And then here's me. So I'm like, what? What are you even talking about? And I'm like, oh my God, she sees me. She sees me.
She knows already.
Sheriff, we all see you. We all see
sucks.
each other. We
Yeah.
sometimes we let it go by and sometimes we don't.
Yeah. So, like, based on this policy, if you as the boss were doing something wrong, they wouldn't be the employee would not. And then they come to you and say, this is wrong. And you're like, well, too bad. Then that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Because they can't go tell anybody else because that's gossip.
You might do a dice roll. It might not be the very end.
Right. There's always dice rolls.
How's he still there?
Let's go get in the golf cart and take a little ride.
I don't know the rules about any of that. I'm not trying to, but like if you did that whole, maybe they just haven't proven that enough. But I mean, I've seen it reported pretty well that, hey, all right, we're going to roll these dice. If it's your number, you're good. If not, oh well.
And did you hear what his justification for that was?
No.
Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm going to be really pretty accurate on this. He said that it's because the guy had a gun and he didn't know how this was going to go. So he was using that as an artifice to create some sort of like rules about this and to kind of delay and sort of, prevent defense because the guy had a gun, he didn't know what he was going to do.
Okay.
Stupid.
That sounds exactly like what a little kid does when they're in trouble and they're trying to explain their way out of it.
Yeah.
No. See, what I was really doing was that there's this guy, and this guy was trying to take this, and I took it so he wouldn't take it, and I was going to give it back, but then I forgot. Like, come on, dude.
Guys, we're doing ourselves harm right now, just like Mark Maxwell fell into this trap.
I guess we better not end up in the jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was there a story out today about him and not wanting to transport prisoners anymore as well? Did
Didn't see
anybody
that
else
one.
see that? All right, I'll look it up later.
That could be a tough putt since that's your job.
I say that's kind of the whole thing, right? Like, well, that and obviously running the.
Well, he said it wasn't his problem to transport.
Why do they have all those vehicles in that garage parked right down the
I don't
street?
know. I only saw like a bit of it, and I didn't go in. And that's what
What is
I
it
get.
about the city? I'm serious. What is it about the city that we keep doing this?
Poor leadership. I don't know. And part of it is like there's nothing in anybody's campaign that allows you to know if they're that person, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to say, guess what? I'm a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sue Andrew Creech online says, this is Andrew. I made the infamous sign for the Sue Thomas fan club.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Andrew. I'm sorry I didn't see it. And then I got it run over by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both bad.
Well, sorry. But thank you.
What if someone got in a wreck because it hit their windshield and they're like, who the hell is Sue Thomas?
No. That's what everybody would think.
Someone today was in Benton, Illinois with a DGS sticker, and the person yelled out, does that stand for Don't Give an S? It's pretty good, huh?
That's not too shabby.
Yeah, we could work that for Christmas.
What?
Hey, DGS, Don't Give an S with Turd Baby on it. Come on, give it to me. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
I love
Come
all
on.
references. Wait, did we put up a picture of Turd Baby on social media?
He's on the Facebook.
Yes.
He's also the first thing that comes up if you Google the word
Really?
turd baby.
Oh, is he?
Really? Get out of here.
Congratulations.
Well, I mean, who
He's
else
famous.
is putting
How often
these
are you-
words together?
How often are you Googling that?
When we talk about it,
It's
and I
literally
need
there.
to show someone a
And
picture.
The first thing you see is the caption: Rachel's mom kept turd baby.
Rach, in
my
the,
gosh, this
in
is
the entire internet, you're the #1 hit.
No, it's so cute. I love Turd Baby.
She's the queen of the turd babies.
Literally the
Yeah.
first thing.
Oh, it's
somewhat of my legacy, I suppose.
Sad news. We've lost Rachel Zimmerman, the creator of Turd Baby.
Turd Baby will live on through all of us.
Turd Baby is very happy, Rachel. I've always liked him.
We're
He's
thinking
very
about
sweet.
having them either mass produced. By the way, can someone turn their headphones down? I'm getting like lots of feedback in my headphones. Either mass produced Turd Baby as our premium giveaway for Operation Food Surge, or maybe a Turd Baby hat.
No one wants to wear that, Dave. No one wants to wear a hat with
It's
a
the
turd on
number
it.
one hit when you Google it in the universe.
It's better than this one.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, what's that from?
I just love
I think that's from my family album.
Yeah, I love the post because Rachel's mom kept Turd Baby all these years. He was supposed to be a gingerbread man.
Well, he was.
No, I know. It's a funny caption. It's really well done, which you probably did, Rach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he's smiling. He's a happy turd baby.
You have to embrace your legacy.
Oh, I do. You know, I've already come to terms with the fact that I, for some reason, brought this up on the air, and here it is, many years and a whole different station later.
You made a Mark Maxwell kind of mistake there.
I did.
Looking for the perfect townhome in St. Peters? Don't miss the display grand opening of the Townsend Linneman, Saturday, June 7th from 12 to 5 p.m. Tour our brand new decorated display, enjoy appetizers, and enter our prize giveaway. Visit us and discover luxury 2 to 3 bedroom townhomes with 2-car attached garages and unparalleled community amenities, including a pool, pool house, dog park, and more. Plus, enjoy pre-construction pricing up to $25,000 off. Visit us just south of 364 west of Jung Station Road. For more details, visit lombardohomes.com.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Lifestyles Unlimited, the education and mentoring group with a roadmap and support to help you real estate retire.
Having the consulting team, having other avenues within your whole system is what's made y'all successful. Everyone is there to guide you to be successful. So it's just up to you to get off the bed and do it.
Do it. Take action today. Get educated now at Lifestyles Unlimited. Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for $297, a 60% savings. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. Buying your brand new Buick or GMC has never been easier. Here at Suntrup Buick GMC, our family-owned and operated dealership has been proudly servicing St. Charles County for over 30 years by always providing aggressive pricing, a massive inventory selection, and exceptional customer service. Buying from Suntrup means you get the best vehicle at the best price. Visit Suntrup Buick GMC today or visit us online at suntrupbuickgmc.com and save more at Suntrup Buick GMC.
News, talk, cards. 104.1 FM KMOX.
My boss has been criticizing me lately. I think
Why?
he's finally taken an interest in the show.
Oh.
Or maybe he just started listening to it. But he says, one of the things I do wrong is I play too much music, but I can't help it. The music is in me.
There's nothing you can do about that, Dave.
Nothing I can do.
Is that a song? I got the music in me. Is that
Yeah.
a song?
No.
I think that's a
Yes, it
70s song.
is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it never has been.
Oh my gosh.
It will be now, though, because I'm going to write it. I can't cut off music before it's time any more than Andrew cannot dance.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And I can't not dance.
No, you can't not dance.
I caught myself dancing when we were at lunch, and I was a little embarrassed.
Maureen says, I would totally love that DGS turd baby sticker.
See?
I would wear like a dad hat that had turd baby on it.
What's
I think
dad
so.
hat?
They're like almost like a denim feeling kind of material. You know some.
Okay.
They're denim?
They're like a little. They're not denim, but
I
they
don't
have
like
like they're
that.
like a lighter fabric.
They're not denim.
Like
you
a
just
low
chose that word.
profile.
Yeah, like a
Ball
low
hat.
profile hat, like a
Like a trucker hat?
Not really a
No,
trucker hat.
No, they're flatter. They're like they stick to your head more. They're like
yeah, I'll bring one in.
Those sound bad.
No, they're
No, it's fine. They're fine.
Weird conversation.
Yeah.
Someone
Sorry.
online says, speaking of PE, did you guys have to square dance? We
Yes.
square danced until 7th grade when we disco danced.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
You were modern. We
Yes.
did not
Wow.
have
Are you guys
that.
doing like your straight up John Travolta?
Yes. It was exactly that era. So 7th grade for me, what are you, 12? I would have been 1976. So 76, 77, right when that came out. And we had a disco at the local Wood River bowling alley called the Brass Monkey, I think it was called.
Are
Swear to
you
God,
kidding
not
me?
making
Funky
that up.
Monkey.
And we went there and wore silk shirts and like white trousers and disco danced for an hour. And Mr. Rach and Mrs. Tisco, the PE teachers, walked among us with a clipboard and graded
Graded
us.
you guys?
Yes.
Wow.
This happened in my life.
We didn't get graded, but we had to do the square. What is it with the square dancing? Why are we making like 5th and 6th graders square dance? Literally none of them want to do it.
I think
What's the benefit?
I've thought about this, and I think it's for coordination. I
But
think
we
it-
didn't
they
even
were
do it in
calling
gym class. We just did it as like a school thing.
Oh, well, then I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, coordination. Make sure you can.
It is your most
Spin
awkward
around in
time with the
circles.
opposite sex.
Yeah, and then you didn't get to choose either, and it's like,
And people were mean.
yeah,
Like people were mean. Like, I don't want to square dance with him. I don't want to
Yeah.
square dance with her.
yeah. And plus, in our class, we had, I think it was like 11 boys and 9 girls.
Hey.
So it wasn't an even match. It was really stupid. Why? But like, why square dancing?
I don't
And why
know.
make people dance at all?
Wait,
Some of us aren't
Rachel,
dancy.
Did you have to square dance, or was that like an old person thing?
Dancing was a sin, so we
Oh.
yeah. So I forgot again. Sorry.
I'd have been
about
down with that when I was in 5th grade.
Sure is when I
Square
do it.
dancing was just far too provocative. For,
You know what? And Dave, when you call it PE, we always call it just gym.
Yeah.
So when you say PE, I really have to stop and go, wait, oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's just an Illinois versus Missouri
Yeah. Grade
thing.
school, we called it gym class, but in high school, we called it PE.
I guess we called it both, but we mostly like when you referred to like, oh, what'd you get in PE? Like that's just how we said it. Now, you guys had art class and music class as well, right?
Yeah.
No,
We had nothing, man.
man.
It's just like a tiny little Catholic school. We had nothing.
And now they got a jet.
Now, oh, that was my grade school. My grade school no longer exists.
Oh,
It was too small and it just faded away.
The jet crashed.
Yeah, my
into
high
it.
school was pretty low key too. We didn't have much of anything, and now it's a college campus. It's stupid. We got a Blue Angel in the lobby now.
Wow.
Yeah, in the it's right hanging above the robot battle arena. You know how they do those robot battles?
You got one of those too?
It's a thing that where high school kids compete against each other.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, they build robots and then they battle. Yeah, they
You know
got a
the
whole-
thing where they do
they got-
robot
they got a
battles in
whole-
school?
Right, they got a whole little arena there, and above the arena is the Blue Angel, and then right behind that is the lab that has the 10 3D printers. It's a different world than I lived in. We had nothing, man.
I had a
We had
story.
nothing.
I had a story about that. Basically, we have our first, like we've all seen like the robot battles where the robots don't look like people.
Yeah, yeah.
But now they are starting to have fights between humanoid AI robots. Which have you never seen a movie?
Yeah, say don't
Thank
teach them
you.
to fight.
Right.
We don't have
Especially
many
when
advantages.
we're pitting one against the other.
Yeah, we don't have many advantages. We should be building, not even kidding about this. This is not a joke. we should be putting restrictions on their capabilities for strength.
Yeah.
There should be a limit. Like, you can only be able to lift so much weight or move. Like, we can't be building them so that they can throw us across a room.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, because there was one within a few weeks. I took it off, but I had it on the
Throwing
rundown.
haymakers?
No, there was a robot that turned on the humans and beat the crap out of them.
What?
Yes, it was an AI robot that decided it didn't like the two people it was working with and beat the crap out of them.
Yes.
Where?
It's on video.
It was overseas.
Like
I want to say
Singapore or something like that.
It might have been Eastern European, but either way, it was another country. But it was like, yeah, the headline was AI robot loses it and beats up two humans.
Good Lord. I was
Attacks
going to
them
say,
is what it said.
I thought part of the reason we are building them is to fight for us, maybe, to be an army that won't be able to be destroyed by,
I just don't know why we would need that when we have bombs and drones and fighter jets and like, you're not going to just line up robots because people just drop bombs on them and they're all gone.
Well, that's a good point.
KC says the Wood River Bowling Alley had the brass lamp.
Oh, brass monkey.
Correction.
Brass Monkey's a better name. Yeah. Julia Boschert says, Dave, you look good on the Chesterfield Mag cover. Thank you, Julie.
It's a good cover.
Yeah, it's a really good picture.
You guys the band has to make an album just to make that the cover.
Just to put that on.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking
Hey,
up
make
the
an album of
AI
covers and
robot.
put that on the cover for the covers.
When my band first started playing 25 years ago, we only played my original songs that I wrote.
Really?
How bad was that?
I don't know. Were they good?
I don't know, but it was a bad idea.
Oh, I get
because
you.
Because
nobody knows them.
They've never heard the songs. But that's And then finally, Dave Cowles and Mark Quinn are like, maybe we should play some people know. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
I didn't think of it from that angle.
Now I don't remember any of them.
Yeah.
Like we didn't record them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll have to.
There you go.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
I would just like to say you guys are awesome. I've just been turned on to this since it's been on 104.1 at the FM dial, and I think you guys make me laugh, and you're informative. I just love you guys' show. You guys are amazing.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays at 9 on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
This is Tom Ackerman. McKelvey Homes, founded in 1898, gives $1,898 back to nonprofits for every home that they sell. 1898. And this time around, it's to Circle of Concern, a food pantry in Valley Park. Most recently, McKelvey Homes gave back to the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for the 28 homes that they sold in the first quarter of the year. McKelvey Homes, McKelveyHomes.com.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
We take you now to Dave Murray's forecast.
Weather-wise, it's a good-looking Friday afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, nice, breezy. 78 for the high. Not bad at all for the end of May. Tonight, clear skies, a delightful evening. 63 for the low on Saturday, sunny. Let's warm it up in the afternoon to 84. Saturday night, clear skies, only 63. And Sunday, sunny, up to 87. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are joined by Dr. Albert Kim.
We're using not only molecules, but also machines to confront brain tumors. We have things like laser, which sounds a little science fiction, but lasers can be used to kill tumors. And we can use non-invasive surgeries. It's called focused ultrasound.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
I love this song. It's my favorite ZZ Top song.
I wondered who it was.
It's
I didn't know.
It's gritty. It's sexy. It's everything I am.
Yeah.
Am I more gritty or sexy, Sue?
I can't really say at this time.
Sexy.
Thank you. I started saying the other way, but that turns into a bad word.
Yeah, it's not great.
I came really close to
it. Not only do you not want to say it, it's also not a good description.
Bernie Miklasz joins us. Hello, Bern.
Hey, what's going on? You guys are giggling in there. You're having fun. I like it. I like it.
You know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is, Bern. I, every day, fill one page of a notebook, and that's my show prep for 4 hours. And today I got in and I forgot it at home.
Ooh.
So there's nothing to do but pull it out of our ass, and it's been really fun lately. I got to tell you something, Bernie Miklasz. So on my TikTok, I have 3 major things. I have child boxing. Don't ask me why.
What?
I have glamour witch, because I'm a glamour witch. Evidently, they've that's the kind of witch I am.
Of course.
And I have Bernie Miklasz, and I love you. I watch every TikTok you do all the way through.
How about that?
And I use it to sound smart to Ricky Horton.
Well, good. No, man. I put a lot into those videos, so I appreciate the support. I think they do pretty well, So thank you.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so questions for you guys. It's exciting. This is such an exciting year, and I'm curious what you guys think, that if it's a month and a half from now, 2 months, right before the trade deadline, and we're where we are now, we're competitive, we are up for a wild card. Who or what do you think we would add?
Oh, it's tough to say because if you have an injury, it would change everything. I mean, I think their starting pitching depth is okay, because Steven Matz is a 6th starter. He can be used in any other way. They have Michael McGreevy down at Memphis. They have a couple other starters that are on the rise. So my point is they could even fill in there if they have one injury. But if they have a couple 3 injuries, it's a big problem. Although Ollie Marmol has actually put together a rotation that puts a premium on pitching health. It's amazing how well that's worked. But listen, I don't see them adding any kind of bat.
Okay.
Because they have they're number 7 in the majors in runs per game, and their position players are 5th overall in wins above replacement. So unless there's big time injury problems, they're not going to do that. Jordan Walker's starting to hit. The only thing I have, and it's a boring answer, but it's the correct answer.
Yeah.
You can always use more bullpen depth, but I'm not talking about just picking up some mediocre guy.
Right.
If they can upgrade their bullpen and bring in a fresh arm that can strike some people out and give them that extra weapon down there, that would be a smart move. But I'm just a very pragmatic guy. I have no visions of grandeur about what they're going to do at the trade deadline.
Yeah, that's the obvious one, and I even have a name that makes sense.
Okay.
Now, again, it assumes that you're in it like Bernie just described and nothing else changes. It assumes that the other team is still kind of in between, but they should go target St. Louis kid Pete Fairbanks.
Where's he?
He's with Tampa. He's their closer. He makes $3.5 million this year. It's a $7 million option next year. And that means if Ryan Helsley walks out the door, you have a $7 million closer who's proven and pitched in the postseason in that role.
Right.
Now, again, he wouldn't be cheap necessarily, but the point is, I think, Bern, that's kind of, to me, if you're going to add bullpen at that point, the better, right? Not just a guy. Give me somebody that you're like, all right, that guy I can trust in a big spot, and maybe that guy's my closer for a year if Helsley leaves.
You know, one of my young colleagues, and I don't know him personally, but one of my young colleagues at SportsHubSTL.com wrote about that very thing earlier this week. And I remember I was reading, I was like, yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, they probably have to pay a little more than they want to, but Tampa's always willing to make those kind of trades, so we'll see.
Yeah,
it's a good name. It's a good name, though.
And you do have an excess, again, not just thinking about them, but you actually match up really well with Tampa Bay because they're in a point where they're always looking for catching. Like they've been kind of in between and stuck with catchers, and they haven't developed their own. So there can be a fit just based on your own depth as an organization in that regard. Plus, you have position player depth even at the high levels, major league and AAA level, that you don't have room for, right? I mean, we still got to figure out where Sajaci fits this year and next year, and then where does Weatherholt fit because he's not going to be too long. That means there's going to have to be guys moved out of the way to make that space.
Yep, absolutely. I agree.
I have a dumb Dave question. As you guys know, I'm watching the Ken Burns baseball special. Not Paul Skeens, not Nolan Ryan, but if you took, let's say, Sonny Gray back to 1927, would he be the greatest thing anyone had ever seen?
With that sweeper pitch, I'd say probably.
Yeah.
He'd be right up there.
Yeah.
Different style of pitching back then.
Yeah, they're almost cooperative. Like they were saying when baseball first started, that the pitcher's job was to make sure the striker could hit it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Very, very diplomatic. You know, and plus pitchers back then would go 9 innings. If the game lasted 15 innings, they'd go 15 innings. So it's always hard to compare pitchers from different eras. But Sonny Gray he would have had the stuff to make it work.
Yeah, if you put him in a time machine and just dropped him in, he would seem like a wizard because he's throwing harder than almost anybody would have at that time, even now. And you know, the evolution of breaking pitches has been slow, right? Early on, there weren't, like sliders weren't even a thing at that point, right? So you didn't have a lot of the stuff that guys bring to the table. The understanding of how to manipulate the ball and get it to move either direction and do all that stuff. It would be a big advantage. But again, if he came up then, he would just be like the guys then. He'd probably end up being in a similar spot in terms of the stratosphere.
I know that this is like the classic sports call-in that you guys get. Like, what if Lou Brock had been made of balsa wood?
Yeah.
But I'm fascinated by stuff like that.
It is.
Well, let me throw this in if we're playing this game. Because pitchers back then mostly relied on fastballs, maybe some curves, spitter, but you didn't have these pitches like incredibly high velo with all kinds of crazy movement. You also didn't have players hitting a lot of home runs, so Nolan Gorman would have been Babe Ruth.
I mean, yes.
I'm not even joking around.
Totally right. Like
because the task of hitting for power would have been so much easier then for Nolan Gorman in 1920.
Yeah.
I'm not being facetious.
No, you're
but
right.
but that also shows you like how difficult it is to realistically compare players of a
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. Like a good analogy, because it's pretty straightforward. It's not about a statistic. It's just about time, right? Take Usain Bolt and put him back in the Olympics in the 1920s. He would have seemed like an alien because he would have beaten the gold medalists. He would have beaten them by 10 strides.
Yeah.
And people are like, what is this guy?
True.
It's similar in team sports too, in terms of the difference in physical capabilities and training, but because we know more. But if Babe Ruth came up now, Babe Ruth would be Juan Soto. He would be what he was with that same discipline, mindset, mentality. Right. But you come up with the modern way. You just be a different version of that.
No human has ever looked like Babe Ruth. Like if you went to Schnucks to buy a roaster and Babe Ruth checked you out, you're like, like you'd be terrified. Right. Or
one of my idols. I was obviously before my time, but even a Baltimore boy from South Baltimore ran the streets. He was a truant. His father took him to the priest at St. Mary's Industrial School, said, "You got to take care of my boy because I can't do anything with him. He doesn't have a mother. His mother died. You got to help me out, Father. I think the boy can hit a baseball, but I don't know what else to tell you. Just educate him." So the father, Matthias, takes Babe Ruth, and he lives at St. Mary's Industrial School for 3 or 4 years, whatever it was. And this priest who was about 6'8", he taught Babe how to play baseball. And then the next thing you know, I mean, he's hitting balls like 500 feet away, and major league scouts are showing up, and the rest is history.
I mean,
well, Wheeler, I'm just telling a good story here.
No, I thought you paused. I thought you were
story time. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna throw in that Babe is the greatest of all time because he changed the game forever.
Mm-hmm.
Power was not a thing before Babe Ruth. Home runs were not a big deal before Babe Ruth. Since Babe Ruth, they are the biggest thing in the sport. And he changed everything about how the game is played.
No doubt about it. I mean, yeah, Frank Home Run Baker. That's almost like a sarcastic.
Right.
If you look back at it now, it's almost like a sarcastic nickname. But they called him Frank Home Run Baker because he set the major league record with 13 home runs one season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I think Ty Cobb led the league in home runs one year with 9.
Probably.
I mean, like, that's the point. And then after Babe Ruth, it's home runs are the thing. They're the king. They are what everybody trains to do.
And then Bob Gibson came along, and of course, 1968 had a 1.12 ERA. He was unbelievable, and so the commissioners said, "Well, the pitching's too good, so we're going to have to lower the mound, and we're going to make it easier for hitters." But so Bob Gibson changed baseball.
Yep.
And once the special Flintstone vitamins came in, everyone was hitting home runs.
Funny,
right?
Yeah.
And by the way, that I stole that line from Sammy Sosa because after the Andros stuff came out on McGuire, we were all in Chicago. The Cardinals were playing there, and we were asking Sammy. He said, "Well, Sammy, what do you think about this Andros stuff? Do you think it's okay, or do you use it?" And I can't do his voice, so I apologize. He says, "Oh, no. Oh, the only thing I take is Flintstone vitamins."
That's so great.
Sure you did.
Yeah.
And by the way, Andro was available at any GNC store back in those days.
I took it.
Yeah,
Didn't
it was
do
not
me damn good, but I did it.
It really wasn't anything scandalous, but the other stuff was.
Yep. That was just the problem with Andro. It did help performance, right? It did kind of kickstart some things, like get your body producing certain things. But the real problem that big sporting groups like the IOC and Major League Baseball, NFL, their worry was that it was also used to mask steroid use. Like that was one of the uses of Andro. So
absolutely,
that's why it was a bigger deal but we didn't know that. No, I don't think anybody knew that at the beginning. At the beginning, it's just like, look, this is over the counter. Why can't I buy it?
Right. Well, my position on all this has evolved pretty dramatically because when I talked to so many major league hitters when they were, when steroids were banned, officially banned for the first time, I would talk to hitters off the record about this just so they could speak freely. And a lot of Cardinals and other guys from other teams that I knew told me the same thing. So, well, listen, I don't really care about steroids, but whatever you do, gosh, they can't take away the greenies. The greenies were amphetamines. And there were a couple of Cardinals in particular said, I don't know how I'll be able to function if they take away the greenies. Well, they did take away the greenies.
Yeah.
And I started talking about how amphetamines were in fact a performance enhancing drug. Now all the lunkheads said, well, no, it's not. The amphetamines don't give you muscles. No, amphetamines, when you're going through 162 games and you're dog tired, they give you artificial energy.
Yep.
And your reflexes are quicker, your mind's quicker, you're just on fire. And you always got to ask yourself this. Well, whatever the substance is, well, why were players just gulping amphetamines everywhere you went in Major League Baseball? They must have enhance their performance, right?
Yeah.
And they absolutely did.
Yep.
So, every baseball era has had something like that. And the late great Bob Gibson, Dan McLaughlin asked him one time, "What do you think about steroids? What would you have done?" And Gibson said, "Well, I want to beat the hitter. I want to win. And if I know these guys were taking something that would give them an advantage over me, I would take something to give myself an advantage over them." So right then and there, Bob Gibson just put it on the table and said, "I don't want to hear about steroids."
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
fascinating, isn't it?
Right.
Man, I wish I could have seen him play.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first time I met Bob Gibson, and I knew of his reputation. This is a quick story. It was in the old lunchroom, so to speak, at the old Busch Stadium. We're the one next door to the one now. And it was crowded. I don't know why it was crowded. I was having a pregame meal and it was crowded. And Bob Gibson walks up and he's got a tray and he says, "Can I sit here?" And he sat down and I was too afraid to talk to him. Like I didn't know what to say to him.
Don't blame you.
And he looked at me and he said, What are you so nervous about? Why don't you say hello? And I'm like, and even that made me nervous because he was like hollering at me to say hello, to talk. So anyway, yeah.
That's pretty great.
Intimidating dude, man.
Yeah, in every way. Bern, tell us about Saliga before we let you go for the weekend.
Absolutely. Saliga Heating and Cooling, of course, is a Daikin comfort dealer. They've been taking care of the Mickleses since, I don't know the year exactly, but it's been about 17 years. They're fantastic at what they do. They've been taking care of St. Louis family since 1927. Dan Saliga is the fourth owner, operator of this great family business. And listen, we have found out with all those St. Louis families through the generations have found out about Saliga. They're just excellent at what they do. We rely on them because we know they set the standard for honesty and knowledge and professionalism, prompt service. In our experience, Saliga's never at any point tried to talk us into something, especially if it meant spending more money. No, they go the opposite way. They've always looked for low-cost solutions for us that have worked and that also save us money. So with that in mind, with Saliga Heating and Cooling, I recommend their Priority Club, which is a maintenance plan that'll save you money because it extends the life of your current equipment. You also get priority scheduling. You have the comfort of knowing your home is safe for all 4 seasons. So the Priority Club is something you should look into. So please do that, plus all of the other services Saliga offers, including free estimates, financing options, and they're still the best and the most trustworthy customer service in St. Louis. The phone number is 314-481-7333 or visit SaligaHeatingCooling.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Their certified technicians repair all brands of doors and openers, and you can even schedule evening and weekend service. Just call 314-781-5200 and always look for the red ribbon. It's your assurance you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door, the most trusted garage door company in St. Louis since 1926. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. 314-781-5200.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Gorgeous day out there. Gorgeous day in here, Sue Thomas. If you hear what I'm saying.
I don't.
What's a typical weekend like for Sue Thomas?
Well, this time of year, it's a lot of real estate stuff, but I also like to go bicycling and now the pool. I just went to get my pool membership today.
Yeah.
So I will be out there with the people in the lap pool on the weekend.
So you're a swimmer.
I like to swim, but I'm weird, and I only like to swim outside. I don't like to swim inside. It smells like chlorine, and the floor guard kind of gacks me out.
Oh, bad.
You know?
I'm being completely honest here. Of all the gross things you can picture,
yes,
walking into a public pool bathroom and seeing a Band-Aid is the worst thing I can conjure.
I understand this.
Yes.
And there's a certain smell to it, so I like to be outside in the sunshine.
There you go.
You understand.
Can you swim for quite a prolonged time?
I have to work my way up.
Yeah.
So not at the beginning.
These guys heard this earlier this week, but I did a miniature triathlon.
Excuse me?
Yeah. And you had to swim 10 lengths of an Olympic-sized pool.
I've done this. They call it a sprint.
There you go.
Yes.
And I can only swim like this, like a breaststroke. And after one time down, the guy was holding a clipboard, and he just goes like this. He goes, just get out. Just get out. Because there were people lined up waiting for my
Dave,
lane.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
you didn't know
good.
that going in?
I should have.
Yeah.
I should have been a little more aware.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they splash a lot of water in those things.
Yeah.
It's unnerving.
You guys want to guess the top 10 items at gas stations?
Top 10 items?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Snacks.
Oh, snacks.
Snacks, or does this count drinks or no drinks?
No drinks.
Hot dogs.
Not there.
What?
Oh,
Not there.
Tater chips.
There are different kinds. Chex Mix is number 5.
Ooh.
Donuts.
Nope.
Wow.
Snickers.
Snickers is number 6.
Oh, we're doing brands. Okay.
Yes.
M&M's.
Gotcha. Doritos.
M&M's number 11.
Ooh.
Wow, but they're so good in the car.
No Doritos, but Flamin' Hot Cheetos. No, I apologize. Doritos are number 9. Flamin' Hot Cheetos number 10.
Okay.
You can't eat those in a car.
You
That's
can.
terrible.
I've done it. It happens.
How could you drive and lick your fingers?
You do.
Okay.
This is why
Seemed like she got you there on something.
You just gotta do.
This is why I love this show, because Dave's like, no, pardon me, I apologize. Doritos is on the list.
Point of parliamentary procedure.
We would like to offer a retraction.
No one in the world would have ever known, but I take that.
Dave's like, no,
You're so right,
I'm
Rage.
so sorry.
Like, there's so many big things in life I don't take seriously. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wait. Oh my gosh.
So what are we missing here? That
million
are the top
apologies.
I like
ones?
a trail mix it there and like mixed nuts, but I'm guessing
Pretzels?
that's not on there.
Nope. I'll give you the top 7.
Yeah.
Bugles, Snickers,
Bugles.
Nobody
Chex Mix.
wants a bugle.
Who buys bugles?
Nobody.
Now that would be hard to drive and eat bugles because you got to eat them like witch fingers.
Yeah.
You got to put them on the end of your
right.
knuckles. Taquitos, number 4.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever had a taquito.
Really? Oh, they're good at certain gas
Yeah,
stations.
the
They're good at
tiny-
QT.
Is that just a chicken? What do you call them? Chicken
It's just a
type
rolled up taco.
tubes?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a rolled up. Yeah, it's like a crispy tortilla roll and with taco.
They're on the
stuff.
they're on the hot dog rollers.
Yeah.
I get them at QT.
Okay.
They're
It's a
good.
roller food.
Skittles, number 3.
Okay.
Rice Krispie Treats, number 2.
Ooh.
That seems high.
And number 1, beef jerky.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jerky
that's,
beef.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Rach, where did you guys go that there's a wall of beef jerky?
Wally's.
Wally's got a wall of everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait.
That's why they call it
their hot-
Wally's.
and their hot food and stuff is good. They have a good brisket sandwich.
Wally's refers to
do
the
they have
walls.
sauce on that.
I think that they have one that doesn't have it, and you put it on there.
Okay, because I don't want sauce on there, Kevin. No sauce.
Get that sauce out of here.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Doctor, when should somebody typically get a hearing evaluation?
You know, Charlie, the simple answer to that would be at age 65. However, there are some contributing factors that might make people more at risk for hearing loss. Some people with a history of noise exposure or a family history of hearing loss, or those suffering from tinnitus. Those people should come in to have their hearing evaluated at age 60. And of course, anyone noticing difficulty hearing or ringing in the ears should come in as soon as they notice these changes.
That's the word from Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center with 3 convenient locations: Florissant, St. Peter's, and Creve Coeur. Schedule an appointment today by calling 636-441-7470 or the Audiology Center STL.com.
Winner of 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellent, KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine and 76 degrees downtown at the Arch. The news is sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. And this just in. Loretta Swit, the actress forever known for her turn as the disciplined Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on the acclaimed CBS sitcom MASH, has died. She was 87. Swit died just after midnight this morning of suspected natural causes at her home in New York City. Swit won 2 Emmys for her portrayal of the Army nurse. She was nominated 10 times. Every year the show was on the air, except the first. Hundreds of volunteers are in North St. Louis cutting trees, fixing roofs and power lines. Action STL's Jill is a team leader with the group canvassing a neighborhood in Fairground Park.
What we do is we make sure that we let everyone that we see know that there's a food truck. There's a free hot, fresh meal. You don't know how important that is for people who are going through what they're going through to know that they can have a hot, fresh meal.
And they do tornado triage to assess needs. If they don't have items in the nearby truck, they can have it delivered to people within 4 to 6 hours.
Jill, how long have you been at this?
Let's see, that tornado was that Friday, Sunday.
Every day?
Yeah, every day with one exception. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, so I will be off.
Jill says there's always a need for more volunteers, and there are many different roles to play. You can find a spot at actionstl.org. Elon Musk bids farewell as head of the Department of Government Efficiency.
This is not the end of Doge, but really the beginning.
Standing beside President Trump, who is seated at his desk in the Oval Office, Musk said his tenure as a special government employee is over, but the work of Doge is not.
The Doge team will only grow stronger over time.
Musk's often tumultuous cost-cutting, firing of federal workers, and shuttering of government agencies fell short of his cost-cutting goals.
I'm confident that over time we'll see $1 trillion of savings.
Musk also says he will continue to be a friend and advisor to the president. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Of interest to Granite City, President Trump is visiting a U.S. steel mill in the Pittsburgh suburbs today, a week after he announced a planned partnership between the company and its Japanese competitor, Nippon Steel. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
This has to do with the Japanese company Nippon Steel, which has been trying to purchase U.S. steel for quite some time. Both the Biden administration and the Trump administration put the brakes on that out of national security concerns. But now the president says there is some kind of deal, but he says that it's going to involve an investment by Nippon Steel and partial ownership that would still be controlled by the United States.
The Butterfly House in Chesterfield recently named fourth best attraction of its kind in a national poll. Director Jennifer Molix told MissouriNet they have butterflies from throughout the world. She says one of the most popular with visitors is the feisty blue morpho.
They're actually sort of saying like, hey, this is my nectar. I'm kind of being over here. Or they're kind of looking for mates and things. And so, they're not aggressive by any means. You're not going to see them locking antenna or anything.
Butterfly House hours are 9 till 4, except for Mondays when they're closed. There's no subscription fee to see two of St. Louis's biggest sports teams tonight.
The Cardinals play the Texas Rangers with first pitch at 7:05. This game is one of those chosen to be simulcast over the air on KMOV Channel 4 and Matrix Midwest Channel 32. Of course, you can always hear the Cardinals for free here on 104.1 FM KMOX. Our pregame tonight starts after the 6 o'clock news. At the same time, one tick down the dial on Channel 2, the Battlehawks take on the DC Defenders in our nation's capital. This is for the XFL Conference title, but the actual implications are limited as the Battlehawks will host DC in the conference championship no matter the result of tonight's game. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now to Stifel and Scott Bedell.
Happy Friday, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Similar to yesterday, major stock indexes were tossed in both directions based on developing news on the tariff wars. At the end of the day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was higher by 51 points, or just a little bit more than 0.1% at 42,270. The Standard & Poor's 500 index just about unchanged at 5,911, while the NASDAQ Composite Index lost 0.33% at 19,113. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index fell 0.4% to 1,550. Looking at some stocks of local interest, Post Holdings gained 0.75% at $110.59. Ameren also up 0.75% at $96.88. On the downside, Stifel Financial slipped 0.75% at $94.22. Bunge fell 1 1/3% to $78.15, while Peabody Energy lost 4%. They closed at $13.16. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got some road work on 44 going east at Shrewsbury. That's in the right lane. At disabled vehicle 270 north at Doherty Ferry on the right side. Also 70 west at 79 on the right side. 44 west at 6440 around downtown on the right shoulder. 44 west, again 64. The right lane there. Stalled vehicle 170 south at Delmar. The right shoulder. Actually, that's the right lane. 170 south at Delmar.
No complaints about the weather as we go through our Friday afternoon. Sunshine in control, mostly sunny. It's nice. It's a tad on the breezy side. 78 for the high. Tonight, clear skies, 70s this evening. 63 for the overnight low. The weekend, Saturday, last day of May, sunny skies, warming up in the afternoon to 84. Saturday night, clear skies, 63, and Sunday, sunny and 87. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got a sunny sky. It is 76 degrees downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
We are Metro Transit. We don't just help ourselves and our neighbors get where we need to be. We help our whole region get where we want to be. Get on board at rideonmetro.org.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Rach, you dig this?
It's nice.
Little Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
Alvin is with us, as always, on Fridays. A little harried day for you?
A little bit. Just a little 2 o'clock back up.
Yeah.
But I got a guy we get the maintenance done every year and a half, just get it run through.
Yeah.
And it was time, but it was like really time because I had a little bit of a backup this morning.
Yeah.
Everything was kind of working okay, but kind of working okay. Yeah,
for the first time, and this is going to sound braggy, and maybe I mean it a little braggy, but it's because it's one of my top 5 things. Like, I just cannot be late to anything. And for the first time in 25 years, a week ago today, I completely forgot about a client meeting. Okay. I just didn't show up.
Well, see, that's different. Now, being late and then forgetting something, I think those are 2 different kind of atmospheres.
Yeah.
I forgive you, for just forgetting, but I shouldn't be late. If I know I got to be someplace, then you shouldn't be late. It's
What were your mom and dad like?
Pretty much punctual. Dad was a pressman, a printer. So, it was like every morning, same time, go to work.
Trains ran on time.
Yeah. And then mom was a teacher, so you had to be there and whatnot. Now, we were always on time. We were never late to church. Okay. That was as an adult, as I like I said, I go to United Methodist Church now as opposed to Baptist Church. But anyway, I'm late sometimes for church. I mean, we were never late for church.
Yeah.
So that was one of those.
How far back do you know your family history?
Really back, I don't know from which side, when they arrived or what went on, but my grandmother's side of the family was from Mississippi, and my granddad's was from Alabama.
Yeah.
My great grandfather came to Missouri to be the superintendent of the Missouri School for the Deaf, which was segregated at the time. That's what brought the original Reed to Missouri.
Yeah.
And his son met my grandmother in Fulton.
Wow.
And then they would ultimately move to Regent Park, Kirkwood.
Yeah.
Okay. And then have their kids and lived in Kirkwood.
Isn't it crazy that had your grandpa not got that job, you wouldn't be here?
I think about stuff like that.
He wouldn't have met your grandma.
Yeah, I think about that. Or who, you know what I think? I think we'd all be somebody, but what somebody or what that person is or was is
So I don't want to talk to you just about race. That's like saying I have a black friend. But I've been watching the Ken Burns special on baseball.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Okay.
So I'm just loving it.
Yeah.
Last night was Jackie Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I was balling.
Okay.
And I'm as white gets.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, being such a baseball guy, looking back to when they desegregated the league?
Okay. Well, it was one of those where once you get older, you realize when I say older, like 10, I was born in 1960. Okay. Now, I had no concept of time, space, or whatever, but it didn't take very long to realize that baseball had been integrated for all of 12 years or 13 when I was born.
Man,
that's not a long
that's
time.
Crazy.
Nuts.
That's right. And that was when I was born. But what happened, and this is why I am a baseball fan to this day, by the time I was 10 years old, I think I'll go back and maybe rewrite this column. One time I did that. I said, when do you become a baseball fan? I'm not really baseball fan. About the time you're 10. I said, I did a thing on the all-star teams between 1970 and 1979. And how many black players and future Hall of Famers played during that decade, which was amazing, seeing that 23 years earlier, baseball had only been integrated 23 years in 1970.
Man.
So yes. And, being a baseball nerd, I, watched the first go around with Ken Burns baseball. I thought it was a little bit too much New York. If he'd walked if he'd walked into the room, I would have said, like, man, we play baseball in St. Louis too. That's right. That was my only thing. I said, like, look, I understand, I get it. But at the same time, at that point, what did we have? We won in 2006 and we won in 2011. So we had 9 world championships at the time that I think he made that. And it was like, like I said, we kind of play baseball out there too, and kind of play it well, and kind of are on a Yankees and Giants level of baseball.
Yeah.
So
Wheels, has there ever been a move to make the records only from when it was integrated, to give acknowledgement that there were players in the Negro leagues that could have hit like Ty Cobb or Babe Ruth or pitching records?
No, well, they did integrate the Negro League records into the regular ones.
I didn't know that.
Yes, This was just this time last year.
Yeah, it's recent.
It's recent.
Yeah.
I think it was about this time last year. And what it showed was okay, those base hits count. And, like James Cool Papa Bell here in St. Louis, one of the greatest baseball players ever.
Yeah.
Josh Gibson may have been
the best.
And just because the numbers are such that maybe skewed this way, that, whatever. But, like I say, somebody got all those hits. Somebody stole all those bases. A lot of people went to the games. That's the one thing that you need to be recognized. In the 30s, more people went to the Negro League All-Star game in Chicago than went to the All-Star game.
And, that's been one of the biggest things I learned so I grew up Bingo Long and the All-Stars, that movie. Remember that? About the Negro Leagues. That's about all I knew, and a couple of other movies. And I always pictured it as being very Sandlot, very kind of pickup game.
Yeah.
Man.
There was some barnstorming, but that just meant you traveled.
You just traveled.
They were packing 40,000 people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Sunday game, people dressed up.
Yep.
Remember when Billy Crystal did the thing on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
And it was kind of comedy. But what they were pointing out was because they were talking about smelt night, and he said, like, oh, yeah, it was nothing but fastballs because I can smell the fish frying. That's the truth. Things being given away at the ball game were created in the Negro Leagues. All this bobblehead action and all that. The first thing they would say, like, hey, family picnic day at the Stars game, and we'll provide chicken or what,
wow, that's cool.
Whatever. And it was kind of like an incentive to come on Sunday. And that was before Major League Baseball started doing that kind of thing.
One of the things that I've always argued, and I've got a lot of good baseball historian friends that have gone in the same direction too, is that anything that happened before the league was fully integrated should be discussed that way. Like, Babe Ruth did not face the best possible competition on earth, nor did Joe DiMaggio. None of those generations did. And it doesn't mean we're trying to take away from those records. We just need to put that context in there, which is why all of these things are more important than record books. You have to tell the story. And the story of pre-integration is it was the best white players in the world. That's all it was. It was nobody from Japan. It was nobody from the Dominican Republic that had dark skin. You know, you had a few Latin players, but it was only if they had the European look. And if you understand that, you can say, okay, those guys were great, but they didn't face Josh Gibson. They didn't face Cool Papa Bell. They didn't face Satchel Paige in his prime. They faced him when he was 50.
Yeah, and he could still get guys out.
Yeah,
that was one of the things. He was 50, and he could still get Major League Baseball
You
players
see that
out
with a lot of white players, too.
Yeah.
There was one guy named Alexander.
Yeah, Grover
Who they
Cleveland.
brought back when he was like 63 years
Right.
old.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, one thing, there were so fewer teams that even before integration, if you think about how fewer teams there were, and you had 25 guys, okay, so thus you were really you had to be playing baseball at a very, very, very high level because there were only so many teams.
Well, the population was smaller, though.
That's,
so, I mean, it was
that's
always
true.
proportionate to the population.
Yeah,
In
that's
fact,
true.
now is way tougher based on the population because you're drawing from the world.
Yes.
And our country is 300 million people instead of 100 million people.
All right, that those are good
So
points.
I've always, this is my stuff, man. I've been into this baseball history stuff for a long time because people always have this idea that the past was worse, the past was or better, the past was harder. It was harder to be a big leaguer in 1920. And I think no, not really, because now you got 10 guys competing for a spot where you might have had 3 before.
Yeah,
you know, it's a whole different world, and you got again, you're competing against the whole world.
Yeah, and they
not just guys from the United States,
right?
And not just white guys from the United States. Which, by the way, again, all those are great players. This is nothing against Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, nothing against them. They did nothing wrong, but you have to have that context to understand achievement, and it's harder when you start including everyone because they're just more talent.
Yeah, and that talent flourished within a decade of actually being, within a decade of actually being allowed to play. You had like black stars throughout baseball.
And then think about this is not a race thing in hockey, but think about the difference when hockey opened up in the Soviet Union and more European players were coming over. Look at the talent level that's changed. And again, not that the guys that when it was only a North American game, when it was mostly Canadian, some American, that's not that those guys weren't great, but it wasn't the whole world. And when Eastern Europe broke open and when Russia came open and we started doing more, even in the free parts of Europe, right? We started doing more in Finland and Sweden and bringing those players over. It changed the talent level.
I got yelled at by Rach yesterday for going too long on this segment.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
let's take a break and come back with more with Alvin Reed.
Hey, St. Louis homeowners, are you thinking about upsizing, downsizing, or relocating this year? This is Debbie Monterey, and when life happens and you need to sell your home, I recommend you speak with trusted realtor Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria understands every seller situation is unique, which is why she's created custom programs to fit every home seller's needs. Many people move out of necessity, like for a new job or financial challenges. And that's why Gloria's created her guaranteed multiple cash offer program, giving you up to 6 of the best offers with at least 1 at 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference. Plus, you sell faster. Gloria did this for the Miller family in Clayton and got them more money than they were expecting and within their time frame. Gloria did it for them. She can do it for you. Get your offers today by calling Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888 or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. gloriahasthebuyers.com.
College holds a mythic place in American culture, but there are stories you won't hear on the campus tours.
The higher-ups are concerned about one thing, and that is avoiding scandal.
I'm Margot Gray. On the new podcast, Campus Files, we cover everything from rigged admissions to the drama of Greek life and student protests. Listen to and follow Campus Files, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important